Shalom, Kal Halal, Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushai Ba'ashim Kodash. Double honors to the elder apostles and elder bishop of GMS, including the elders that came before them to tell us this truth. And shalom and salutations to all the brothers out pushing the word in truth and in sincerity, the hopeful elect tabernacle of David. Shalom and salutations to the Aquath that are listening and learning. I'm the brother Yahshua. I'm back with the WW3 Daily Update. Shalom and salutations to you as well. We're going to keep this real quick. We're going to let the voice of reason give a little breakdown. Looks like he has something to say, something that we already know, or the men of the Lord, we know. We know who's going to win this war. We know whose side God is on. All right? Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushai is on the side of Russia. Okay? He don't like Russia, but right now he wants them to win this war. Isaiah 13 and 17. Behold, I will stir up the Medes against them, which shall not regard silver, and as for gold, they shall not delight in it. They is who? They is the Medes. The Medes are who? The Russians. Okay? Medes against them. Who is them? Them is Babylon. Babylon is America. I is the Most High. Behold means look. The Most High said, look, I, Yahweh, will stir up the Russians against the Americans. And they can't be bribed. Okay? What does it mean, stir up? I'm going to rouse them. I'm going to make them fight at their best. The Russians are fighting machines. That's what they do. Okay. Well, all you need is to light a fire on their ass, and that's what God is doing. Why? For His purposes. So, do you think that the Russians are going to lose when the Most High has a task for them to accomplish? No, they're not. All right? And nobody can turn their head. They're going to do. They cannot be tempted by silver or bribed with gold. Meaning this. Here's what this means. Ain't nobody going to stop them from doing what the Most High will have them do. That's what it means. Oh, it said gold and silver. No, stupid. It means that they will succeed no matter what. Nothing. What this means is nothing can stop them. Well, we'll just bribe them. We'll offer them 3 wishes from a genie's lamp. And out of those 3, one of them will come true. And they'll stop fighting. Nope. All right, so from there, Battlefield Ukraine failure. What could that mean? Military and Foreign Affairs Network featuring the voice of reason 2 hours ago. Here's what it means. Western nations acknowledged Ukrainian offensive a failure. That's it. Let's hear it in his own words.
Good day, everybody, and welcome to another edition of the Military and Foreign Affairs Network. I am your host, the voice of reason. Today we are continuing our ongoing coverage of the war between the Russian Federation and Ukraine. Unfortunately, today I am away from the normal military and foreign affairs headquarters. I am reporting off-site, discussing off-site, so if you hear a microphone change, I am operating off my laptop as opposed to my desktop, which I normally use in my office space. So that's the reason for that change. I'm also in the great state of Nevada. I'm here at a conference in Las Vegas. I'm staying at Caesar's Palace. What do I think about Caesar's Palace? I'm going to get into that a little later. I'm going to do a lesson in insanity about Caesar's Palace. Will I stay at Caesar's Palace again? No, absolutely not. Do not like this place for a number of reasons, and I'll explain that to you later and would encourage you not to go to Caesar's palace.
Caesar Borgia.
So on to the coverage of the war between Russia and Ukraine. It's very interesting now as I go through the mainstream media coverage of the war. We've gone from this Ukrainian counteroffensive that was taking place, really directed in the area from Zaporizhia east towards Volhodar. Again, the objectives of this operational offensive of the Ukrainian military was to move south, seizing control of objectives such as Tokmak, Melitopol, Berdyansk, and ultimately Mariupol, severing the land corridor between Russia proper and the Crimean Peninsula. That was the operational goal of the Ukrainian military. Ultimately, the goal for the Ukrainians was to drive down, seize all territory, basically west of Luhansk, rolling up the areas in Zaporizhia Oblast, the eastern bank of Kherson, and then have themselves sitting on the border of Crimea, basically where the Ukrainians were pre-war. And that didn't happen. The Ukrainians have made very little headway in this ongoing counteroffensive operation. If we pull up the defensive lines of Russian forces, you can clearly see the failure that has occurred in this Ukrainian offensive. And the Russians still maintain very robust defense lines, multiple very robust defense lines in this ongoing conflict. Now, at the same time, this offensive has failed in the south. The Russians have started a new offensive operation. This is a bit different. We're not seeing the same type of Russian maneuver warfare that we have observed early in the campaigns, where we saw this blitzkrieg type operation by the Russians, where they were trying to drive towards Kiev and in multiple targets in Ukraine. The Russians are plodding forward very methodically, very slowly, again using this fix and destroy strategy where they're moving forward, they're moving forces forward, identifying Ukrainian defensive positions, and then using overwhelming firepower in the form of fixed aircraft, airstrikes, fixed-wing aircraft, attack helicopters, glide bombs, heavy artillery, multiple launch rocket systems. And we discussed this before, how the Russians have the advantage of having an air force. And it's being seen in this conflict. Now, at the same time, this war is changing warfare. Whether we like it or not, war 20 years from now, 10 years from now, 5 years from now, is changing, is going to change radically because
there will be no more. Okay. After this war, there ain't gonna be no more wars. Right? Ain't no playing around. When the men of the Lord get their power, right? When our bodies are changed in the kingdom, there ain't gonna be no more war. All right? Nobody will be able to go up against Israel. The 12 tribes, Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, Seminole Indians. Anyway, so there it is. Back to what we brought out. The Most High is running the show. Okay? Russians are not going to lose. Nothing. Right? All the way down to launching them nukes. That's what we're going to see. Might lose a skirmish or two, but it's about the war. You can lose a battle and win the war. All right? So anyway, good enough for today. Keep your eyes open. Should be an interesting week. They're not saying a lot, but a lot is going down. Anyway, with that, we hope that the electorate edified you, brothers and few sisters. With that, we can say shalom.